Many people wake up every morning with a quiet weight on their chest. Not heavy enough to scream, but heavy enough to steal peace. And if you've ever felt that your life depends too much on one paycheck, this story is for you. Because the most dangerous financial prison in the modern world is not poverty, it is dependency, and by the end of this story, you will know exactly how to start breaking free. Evan wakes at 6 a.m. every day to the sound of an alarm he hates. Not because he is lazy, but because his time no longer feels like his own. He prepares quickly, eats in silence, and leaves his apartment before the city fully wakes, already feeling late for a life he never chose. He joins the river of commuters heading toward glass office towers, thousands of people selling their hours to survive another month. Evan has a good job, a good salary, and a resume others admire, yet deep inside he feels like a passenger in his own life. At the end of every month, his salary arrives, and for a brief moment he feels safe, until expenses quietly erase it again. Rent, food, bills, subscriptions, and small comforts consume everything, leaving nothing behind except relief that disaster did not strike this month. He tells himself this is normal adulthood, but a quiet question keeps returning. What happens if this salary stops? One night Evan opens his banking app and realizes his savings could only keep him alive for a few weeks. His stomach tightens, not from lack of money today, but from fear of tomorrow. He lies awake imagining illness, layoffs, or accidents, and sees how fragile his life truly is. He is not poor, but he is owned by a salary, owned by an employer, owned by a system he never designed. In desperation, he searches online for financial stories, hoping to find someone who escaped this invisible cage. Days later, while attending a corporate networking event, Evan accidentally spills coffee on a stranger's suit. Embarrassed, he apologizes repeatedly, expecting anger. Instead, the man smiles calmly, wipes the stain, and asks Evan a simple question about his work. They sit together, talking quietly, and Evan learns the man is a self-made multimillionaire who built several businesses before the age of 40. Evan feels small in front of him, but the man's presence is warm, not arrogant. Before leaving, the millionaire asks Evan a question that pierces him deeply. If your salary disappeared tomorrow, how long could you survive? Evan answers honestly, only a few weeks. The man nods and says something that changes Evan's life. Then your salary does not serve you, you serve your salary. He gives Evan a business card and says if you want to learn how to build systems instead of dependence, come to my office this weekend. Evan hesitates all week, fighting doubt, fear, and the belief that people like him don't belong near people like that. But on Saturday morning he goes. The millionaire's office is simple, not flashy, just quiet confidence and clear structure. They sit, and the man explains that wealth is not income, wealth is the ability to survive without income. He shows Evan charts of cash flow, reserves, investments, and systems that produce money without constant labor. He does not offer money, only guidance, and tells Evan his first task is to build a financial floor. Save 3 months of survival cash before chasing anything else. Evan returns home with a notebook full of ideas and a mind that cannot unsee the truth. The next day he tracks every expense, not to punish himself, but to expose reality. Coffee, food delivery, impulse buys, forgotten subscriptions, silent leaks he never noticed before. He feels embarrassed, but also powerful because awareness is the first act of ownership. He begins saving part of every paycheck, even when it feels small and pointless. He learns to say no to unnecessary spending, not as sacrifice but as self-respect. Months pass and his emergency fund grows quietly, giving him something he has never had before, breathing room. The millionaire checks in occasionally, offering short advice, never micromanaging, always guiding. Once Evan builds his safety floor, the mentor teaches him the next principle. Make your money produce more money. Evan opens a simple long-term investment account and starts small, choosing stability over excitement. The numbers grow slowly, almost boringly, but each increase rewires his belief. Money can work without stealing his hours. He keeps his job, but now his salary has a mission. Living costs, emergency reserve, investment, learning. Every paycheck becomes a construction crew building his independence. Evan starts learning practical skills at night, freelancing online, earning small side income. He reinvests that income into tools and education instead of lifestyle upgrades. Opportunities expand, confidence rises, and his financial structure strengthens. Years pass quietly, without flashy displays, but with steady growth beneath the surface. One day his company announces sudden layoffs, panic spreading across the office like wildfire. Coworkers fear collapse, whispering about mortgages and bills. Evan feels fear too, but underneath it is calm because he has reserves, investments, and options. He realizes the salary that once owned him no longer controls him. He keeps his job this time, but now he works by choice, not desperation. Later he meets his mentor again, thanking him for the guidance. The millionaire smiles and tells Evan the final truth. Freedom is not quitting work. Freedom is never being forced to work. Evan returns home, opens his financial dashboard, and sees a life that can bend without breaking. He looks back at the version of himself who lived month to month and feels compassion, not shame. He now understands that most people are not trapped by low income, but by missing systems. Income is survival, systems are freedom. If you feel like Evan once did, remember this: build a safety floor. Track your reality. Redirect your income. Learn how money behaves. Start small, but start today. Because the day Evan stopped living for his salary was the day his salary started serving his life. And that is where real wealth truly begins.